very first seminar of session of the IT Learning 2020 on machine learning with Python. First of all, I would like to thank you Sinhgad Institute of Technology for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. Being moving forward, it is humble request to all, please mute your mics and videos so that we can continue our session without any interference. Okay. One more thing I would like to mention. We will have question answer session at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions, you can note it down and you can ask it at the end of seminar in chat box. I will try to answer all the questions by you. So in this seminar, I will try to cover all the key points which helps you to get clear picture of machine learning. So this is the agenda for the today's session. At the end of webinar, you will be familiar with various machine learning algorithms, different tools and technologies, as well as applications in various industries. I will also guide you on how can you prepare yourself for highest paying job in the industry, that is data science and machine learning engineer. As well as I will guide you on what are some courses and certifications you can do along with your academics that will definitely help you in the in industry and for your placements as well. As well as I will share some interview tips and tricks and how can you prepare your update your skills to match with the industry. Moving forward, one more thing I would like to highlight here is the storytelling. Storytelling makes it easy to understand better. If you are learning some new concept, it will be easy to understand with some story. So I will include some stories here to keep your interest and learning the things very easily. So without any further ado, let's move to the main topic. Okay. So storytelling is the main part. I will tell you about the life cycle, different tools, techniques, and all about things which are related to machine learning. So nowadays we all know there are many situation around us. COVID is growing fastly. So how technology helping to tackle COVID nowadays? When it comes to machine learning, it is a very recent and live example how technology is helping to fight against covid. You can see there are many ongoing projects here in the market for just like face detection or social distance detector and many more. So this is how technology is growing day by day and helping us in real life. Here is some more examples. We uses machine learning in our daily life daily life with any applications from starting from morning to when we go to sleep. In between we uses different apps and different platforms which uses machine learning. So here are some examples of real time machine learning applications that I would like to highlight. So you can see here the most most popular platform is Google. So in Google, in their each and every application they embedded machine learning kind of things. uh, it may be YouTube or email or Google Map or Google Translator. Anywhere in each and every application they embedded machine learning. So you may be aware that how email spam filtering works or how YouTube works. In YouTube, you will get some recommended videos based on the previous videos. So all this recommendation kind of system comes with the machine learning algorithms only. In email, we can mark email as spam or ham. In this way, we can classify the emails using machine learning. I would like to share one of my best experience. Actually, it's not best, but I personally realize there is a machine learning, how machine learning is works. So let me tell you my own experience. Last week, I visited Amazon.in and I tried to order some product. And after adding it to the cart, I realized that the product price is very high. So I just deleted the cart and take take my order back. and I just cancel my order. And after some time, I started looking the same kind of promotional ads on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram. So I was wondering how this guy know that I am looking for the this particular product, because I cancel from the cart, but it's showing me again and again same ad on different platforms. So, is there any connection between Amazon or YouTube, or how they know that I want that particular shoes or any product? So this comes from the machine learning. Google uses some machine learning recommendations to provide you the different products, and it is highly used in nowadays in marketing, sales. Each and every industry uses machine learning nowadays. You can think about Spotify, which recommends the music. Once you listen one single music, you will get similar kind of musics from particular song. Hello, am I going fast or is it okay? You can ping in chat box. If it is fast, then tell me, I will slow down my speed. Okay. So it's about shopping experience. You can see many applications like Netflix and all. On Netflix, you can see there are different movies, and we get a similar kind of recommendations for the movies. So apart from recommendation, there are n number of applications we use in our daily life. Like there is a voice assistant. We can say okay Google or Siri or Alexa is the best example of voice recognition, voice assistants. So moving forward, you all may be aware about the term Python. Machine learning, if you want to build career in machine learning, then you must have to know about the Python. Okay. So which thing comes into your mind when someone says Python? Just Python. Suppose you are new to the technology and someone says Python. Which thing comes in your mind? Usually people do search on Google and see the results to know more any new thing. If you heard about new thing, you just go to Google, search and look for the images or some similar kind of things to learn more about it. If you are from technical background, then definitely you know it's the most popular programming language of the decade. But if you are from non-technical or something new comes to you, you first try to search it on Google. So I also done the same, and I get results like this. I was shocked after looking at the results, and then and there is a very lots of snake peaks, and very at the end of the page there is a Python logo. So I was wondering how this Python name comes, why this language is known as Python, or why people calling it as a Python. So the reason behind is the founder of Python, Guido van Rossum. The founder of Python loves to watch comedy movies and show, and Monty's Python Flying Circus is one of the most popular comedy shows of that time. So from that comedy movie, they take name as a Python. So this is the story behind this. There is a one story behind logo as well, but I would recommend you to search it on Google. It's very interesting story. So let's move forward. You may think there are many languages in our there are many languages in market, or there is a Java, there is a other programming languages like C, C++, and all. Then why should you use Python only? Why to go with Python? So here is the few points you can consider. Python is a open source. Open source means you don't need any license to use this programming language. It is a high level programming language, so it's easy to program in that particular language. And you may be surprised to know Python was invented before the Java. Python invented in 1989, whereas Java comes into market in 1995. The reason behind Python being popular nowadays is big data. As we know, data is generating day by day very more. After the Reliance and Geo comes, or the internet, in this internet, in last 5 6 years, data is increasing it with huge amount of increasing in huge amount. So we need language which will support that high data, that is big data. So Python performs very well with the big data. That's why we are using Python for the big data processing. One more advantage of Python is it is a uh, object oriented as well as functional. If you go for the other languages, they may be most of the object oriented and some are functional, but we can implement both the procedures using Python. And Python is very easy to learn, so that anyone can learn the Python. You don't need to learn too much things, or even 10th standard student can also learn Python. If you are a student or you want to start your career in data science, then also you can start with the Python. One more thing I would like to highlight: Python provides millions of inbuilt powerful libraries. Libraries means there is some code which is already written by someone else, and we are using that code in our task. You don't need to worry about the 200 300 lines of code. You can just write a simple code, and you just import the library and your work is done. So Python provides millions of libraries, and people are contributing daily new libraries. As it is open source, so people use their contribution to the Python. There is one more thing: dynamically type. If you are from IT background, then you must aware about the data types and data types in different languages. Like whenever we write a program, we need to check about the integer, character, float, string. We need to remember all these data types and then casting of that particular data types. So it's become some difficult task to perform different operations. So in Python, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry it is a string or it is a integer. You just declare it and you just assign the value. So no need to uh, worry about what is the type of the data. You can easily cast it and you can directly declare it without mentioning its data type. That's why it is known as dynamic type. And as we all know, Python becoming most popular language nowadays. According to Google, Python is the second most popular search language of 2020. And you can see the new jobs and all these things going on. So here is the sample program, that is hello world program in different languages. You can see how easy it is to write program in Python. Even if in case of swapping of two numbers, you can do it with only single line of code. No need to declare then swap or temporary variable or operator in Python. You can just a minute. Okay. In Python, to give semicolons and facing many problems in the Python. So in other languages, so in Python you can easily code without any semicolons, without any worry about the semicolons and the other things. The only thing you need to worry about the indentation. You will get to know about the indentation as well. One more thing I would like to highlight in terms of Python. There is a you don't need to compile code every time. In C plus plus, we first compile our code and then we run our code. If in compilation there is a error, we try to solve that particular error using we use debug method. So in Python, you don't need to worry about anything. It is a interpreted language. You can run code line by line. So it is very easy task to run Python code. You don't need to compile whole code. You can run your code in part wise, and it will becomes easy to test your code or debug your code. So most of people will think, okay, Python is a very easy language, but why should I learn Python? It is easy, but what is the future in Python? So there are many industries and many domains you can work for. So I mentioned some domains here. You can go for the web development. If you are interested in gaming, you can create GUI applications as well as you can go in the most of the technological jobs like machine learning or software development, data science and all. Just a minute, someone is trying to join. So there are n number of opportunities opens for you once you get into the Python. There are some frameworks like Django and Flask which helps you to for the web development, and other are some software development tools. There are n number of libraries, so you can do whatever you want in Python. There are many top companies who are working in Python. Please keep your mics on mute. It's humble request to all. Okay. So there are n number of opportunities once you go in Python. So this is our today's agenda is on the machine learning. So why should you learn machine learning? The reason behind this is very simple. It is a highest paying job of the decade. Of the decade, you can say highest paying job in 2020. If you want high package or high salary at the your very beginner level as a fresher level or as an entry level associate, then you must go with the data science, because with experience your package will be double or triple. It will be ex it will be extend or increase exponentially. So it is one of the highest paying job in the technology. If you are working as a full stack developer, then it's well and good. And the next door for you is data science. So if you want high paying job, this is the right choice for you all. So I see many of people are confused about data science, AI, machine learning, deep learning. They all want to build career in data science, machine learning, AI. These technologies are trending. Everyone wants to make career in that particular domain, but people are really confused with all these domain. They are not sure what they are talking about. So to clarify this confusion, you can look at this Venn diagram. It will clear the clear picture of the different domains. Okay, you can see from the Venn diagram, AI is the big umbrella which covers the machine learning and deep learning. AI is the main part, and under AI, machine learning and deep learning comes. You can say AI is a superset of machine learning and deep learning. That means everything comes under machine learning or deep learning. It's part of AI. So first I will tell you about the AI. Then I will tell you about the what exactly machine learning and what is deep learning. And data science is something which combines all this and with using some tools, and maybe outside of this all these three. It is not necessary that if you are building some machine learning project means it comes under data science. So don't be confused in all these terms. So here is machine learning. You can say deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, like this. So first I will tell about the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence means something. If I give you data, and there is a huge amount of data available in market. You can see there are n number of applications. Many applications daily generate in data in huge amount, very big data they generated daily. So if we want to build something, some kind of intelligence from the data available, if I give you some data and you want to build some intelligence, that means there is something which is hard for human to understand from the data. This thing can be done with the programming using AI is simply embedding the intelligence in the machine. If you are building intelligence machine, then it's come under AI. So machine learning is also AI. So in machine learning is nothing but a statistical tool. You can say it is a statistical tool which is used to analyze data or understand data. Okay, just a minute, people are still joining. Just a minute. Oh, okay. In machine learning, there are different techniques and algorithms. You can say supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised. I will explain all these in our next upcoming slides. So no need to worry about it. There are different type of techniques where it may happen that sometimes data is known and we know what is the target variable, or there sometimes data is very mess, or we need to clean data by ourselves. All this come under machine learning. And when it comes to deep learning, it is also part of machine learning, but it is a subset of machine learning. In deep learning, we will create some neural networks, and we try to uh, architect a structure like human brain. Deep learning mostly whenever the concern of deep learning comes into the mind, there is a alternative word for it is a human brain working. If you want to build something like our human brain, how our brain works, you can try with deep learning, just like face recognition, or you can say number guessing. There are some number or captcha, there are n number of things comes under the deep learning. And nowadays deep learning applications are almost everywhere. You may be not aware about that, but it's behind you, it's nearby you. The simplest example is if you use face lock for your mobile, then it also comes under deep learning. You may be not aware about that, but if you in Apple or in many phones there is a system for face lock. So face lock is also part of deep learning. And at the last, data science. So data science is something which combines all these things, as well as some tools and statistical other methods. All this comes, it is combining all the things, as well as some mathematics part like statistics, linear algebra, probability, and many more. I would like to tell you one more thing. Machine learning is incomplete without mathematics and statistics. If you want to build your career in machine learning or data science, you must aware about the some statistic part, probability, and linear algebra part. If you are weak in mathematics, then you have to try very hard. So let's move forward. The main topic of our seminar is machine learning. So machine learning is something when it's nothing but ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Okay, so we give something to system or computer, and we don't program it. Okay, let's understand what exactly meaning of this definition. Okay, so there are many definitions in literature, in Wikipedia, in Google, or in different research papers, but this is the simplest definition you can consider. So here I try to showing some points to you, some one diagram to you. You can easily guess what is it is. So in traditional programming, what we do, we provide some data and we provide some rules, and we get the output. That means we provide some data like numbers are 2 and 3, and we write a program for addition of number, and we get the output as a 5. That means we providing data as a 2 and 3 variables. We write a program that is do some addition. We will write some logic, and we will get output as a 5. But in machine learning, we provide some we provide input as well and output as well, and from that we are trying to discover some patterns or rules from the data. Okay, in traditional programming, what we do, we provide some data, we provide some rules. If data We provide some data and some rules. If these rules applies, gives the output like this. If I say addition, then output will be 5. I say subtraction, then output will be 1 or -1, like this. So in traditional programming, what we are doing, we are just passing the data, and we are passing our rules, and we are trying to get output. In machine learning, the approach is different. In machine learning, we want to discover some patterns or some rules. We are finding rules. We are not aware about the rules. In machine learning, we are passing data and output and try to get some rules. Like suppose I have some data, and I know there are suppose 100 mails and 100 email samples, and I know out of 100 there are 20 emails are already spam by looking at the emails. So I have data. I know which one are spam. If I train my model, then it will gives me rules that if my mail contains discount word or lottery word or some specific header, or who is the sender, or if in past I was marked as a spam, then it will create a rule by itself to mark it as a spam or ham, like this. So moving forward, there are different techniques, or you can say algorithms, in machine learning. I categorize some I want to show you some broad view of the different type of algorithms. So there are different type of algorithms like supervised algorithm, unsupervised algorithm, reinforcement, and deep learning. So I will tell you one example of each. Okay, just a basic idea. I will not explain anything with the code and all these things, because it is not easy topic to cover in a single webinar. Okay, so I will try to express all the things. Hello? Please keep your mics on mute. If you have any question, you can ping in chat box. I can see. Okay. So in supervised learning is there are n number of algorithms in supervised learning. Supervised learning is kind of technique. Okay. So when it comes to supervised learning, supervised means what? There is some monitoring of that on that data. Suppose there is a train data, or in simple words, supervised is something you already know the what will be the output. Okay, if I give you scenario, then there is a fixed output from that particular scenario. If I said it is a male, then you can say it is spam or ham. Or if I say it is a male or female, so you can, you know, if say it is a person, you can directly say it is a male or female. There is a no different output from that particular target variables. Or if I want to I submitted my application and asked for the loan, so there will be definite result of yes, it is approved or it is rejected. So supervised is something which is pre-trained. We have some data which is pre-trained. So we divide our data into training and testing. We used our training data to create a model, and after creating model we test our data on that particular model. So in supervised there are different two techniques. In supervised we just need to remember two things in our mind. First thing is there is a label data, that is train data. Training data set is available, and we know the output, what will be the output of the our model. Okay, so in supervised learning there are different techniques like classification, regression, and within each technique there are a number of algorithms. Being time being, I am not explaining all the algorithms, but I will give some basic idea about the classification and regression. The classification name directly suggests that there is a classification that may be binary classification or multiple classes. Binary means male, female, spam, not spam, or loan is approved or not. This kind of things. In regression, there are continuous values in the range. Suppose there is an example for regression. Suppose you consider the temperature or the weather report of today or upcoming days. So temperature will not be like only 34 degree or 35 degree. It may be 34.5 degree, right? So it is not fixed that this will comes in your this will be the our target variable. So it varies depending on the data. So this problem comes under regression. There are similar kind of techniques like the second type of technique is unsupervised learning. Here data is not given already, so we have to find some pattern or discover some pattern or similarity between the data, and we can cluster them. Example for unsupervised learning is, suppose you I given you a fruit basket, and I told you to create a group of similar type of fruits. So you can just take each fruit out of basket, and you will keep it differently in different groups. You are not sure how many fruits in buckets, so you will every time you will pick one fruit and classify it into different groups. So you are so at the starting you don't know how many clusters will be there, or you are not aware about the target variables. So this comes under unsupervised. In simple words, unsupervised is something where training is not provided, and training data is not provided, and you don't know any idea about the target variable. You don't know what will be the target of that particular supervised learning. There are different algorithms in unsupervised learning, like k-means, and there are many clustering algorithms like hierarchical clustering and all. There is a one more technique comes under the clustering, that is dimension reduction. There are lots of feature in our data, so we need to consider which one is good. So for that, we consider dimensional reduction. Regarding the reinforcement and deep learning, you will get to know in next slides. There are many applications I mentioned in next slides. So let's move forward. Okay. So machine learning life cycle. Okay. Whenever you maybe heard about the SDLC, software development life cycle, how we do planning, how we develop, how we test, and how we deploy, or how we support and do maintenance. So similar kind of things comes in the machine learning. If you want to build a machine learning model or machine learning software or machine learning, you can say application. So you need to perform these steps in sequence. First of all, the very important thing is you need to identify the problem or areas where where we can where we can embed some kind of intelligence. Suppose I give you a lot of uh, transaction data of bank or credit card. So what you will do with that data? So you need to find out the problem statement. That means I want to identify the fraud detection. I want to find some customer churn. Customer churn is something, if my clients are leaving my bank, or they are very rarely doing transaction with my banks, and in future they may be leave my bank. So all these things comes under the problem statement. So it is a very important step to identify what is the problem and understand that problem. Okay, once you are clear with the problem, you can go for the next steps. Most of people are skip this step and facing challenges in later state. So I would suggest you to invest your 30 to 40% time on the problem statement itself, because if you are clear with your problem, you can build the solution. The next thing comes into the picture is the data gathering. If you are working on the some banking projects, or all already build some healthcare projects, then it is easy to get your data. But sometimes there may be no API available for your data, or there is no public data set. We can gather data from different APIs or different data set publicly available, as well as some repositories are also there on internet. From there we can collect data. But sometimes it is not possible to get data in a structure format. So in that case we can perform web scraping. There are different libraries in Python. That's why Python is used mostly in machine learning. There is a beautiful soup, request, selenium, and number of libraries available in Python for web scraping. So you can gather that you can collect data from different sources, various sources, and store it. I would like to mention one more thing. If you want to build career in machine learning, you must be aware about basics of SQL and MongoDB, because it is not necessary that the data we are collecting is in structured format. So you may need to store it in unstructured format. So you must be familiar with the SQL as well as MongoDB. Not an expert, but at least you know the basic. You must know the basic. The third step comes into the machine learning cycle is cleaning data and removing the noise. That means suppose we collected a huge amount of data. There is a big data in market. We can collect it from APIs and web scraping. But the main challenge is here to remove the unwanted data or some clean data. There are some missing values, or some values out of range, or some outliers. So how can you clean that data, particular data? So for that there are n number of techniques, like you can change missing value, you can drop the columns with missing values, or you can fill with statistics like mean, median, average, kind of things. So main thing is cleaning data. Suppose I want to build some application which will detect fake news. So I collected too many news and articles and all this data, but in that data there is a too much noise. That means noise means unwanted data. I don't want that data, or I don't want that particular feature or column. So I want to remove that, but I don't want to impact on the other data. So at that time we uses data pre-processing techniques. There are n number of data pre-processing techniques depending upon the application and the type of data. Next thing comes into the machine learning cycle is feature engineering. Okay, so feature engineering is something, I given you data, very clean data, but you want to extract some meaningful information from particular data. Just like I give you credit card history or some banking type of data. So there are many columns which are unwanted and not in terms of noise or dirty data. It is not a useful feature to predicting the output. So feature engineering is something, we have to select we have to select the right columns, right data, or we can say we have to select the right kind of information which is useful for our applications. And one more thing comes under the feature engineering is, suppose my data is in the form of different text and all these things. So you may be aware that computer understand only numbers. So you can't deal with the text data. For that you need to convert it into numbers, and then you have to perform. There are some applications like text related applications are there in market. So at that time, first you need to convert your data into the numbers, and then only you can perform machine learning. So all these things are comes under the feature engineering and data pre-processing. Next most important and challenging thing is selection of algorithm. This is the second most important step. Very first is problem statement, and after that, algorithm selection is mainly important. So in algorithm selection, it is a very important step because depending upon your algorithm, your prediction will be happen. So it is a very important to choose right algorithm. There are n number of algorithms. There are many algorithms, supervised, unsupervised, like SVM, KNN, naive Bayes. There are n number of algorithms in market. So for you need to choose the right algorithm to right fit to your build model. This is the important step. And after selecting that particular algorithm, we will train our model. So we are done with all the data gathering. We are selecting, we selected algorithm, we trained our model. So it's time to test our model, how good it's working, how we need to evaluate that particular model. So we can do it with predictions and all these things. So this is the last step, that is prediction. And optimization is something, you achieve your goal, your algorithm is working fine, your model is working fine, but you are getting very less accuracy, like 75% or 74%. You want your model to be more accurate, so how can you optimize your model to get more accuracy? So this is the last step. Okay, and let's move forward. Okay, so you can see there are n number of applications in all industries like healthcare, finance, sales and retails, agriculture, education, research. Not only these four, five, six, there are n number of fields. You just tell me the field and I will tell you the applications like this. There are n number of applications everywhere. Like healthcare, I already show you that there is a X-ray detection for the COVID, or there is a cancer detection, different disease diagnosis. There are n number of applications in healthcare. In finance, there are applications like fraud, credit card fraud detection, or if you have huge amount of data related to finance or banking, you can get some insights like how people are investing, where people are investing, their habits, and all these things. If someone is investing in mutual funds and insurance or some stock market, then how can we get some data from that particular, how can we get some meaningful information from that huge amount of data? So we will create some dashboards, and we will create some charts and all these things to get the data. In sales and retails, Amazon is the best example for the sales and retails. 35% of revenue generated at Amazon is from the recommendations. As I told already that in as I told already, what happened with me when I try to delete my product from the cart and I'm getting the same ad everywhere. You also experience the same thing many times. Like you see one product or you search something on Google, and next to that you will see the different recommendations to purchase that product. So we can forecast the sales depending upon our past history. Machine learning is something we learn from our past and we apply in the future. Okay, so machine learning is something we learn from the past experiences. We apply some algorithms or some logic to it, and we will try to predict what will be the output, like in terms of weather, how it will be rainy or it will be sunny. Depending on the previous data and the current situation, we are trying to predict the future. In education research, there are in research there is a huge domain for the machine learning. Like we write some research papers in our last year, and many scientists and PhD students also wrote a number of many research papers in their academics. So in their academics, so you can use that data, that means you can create a repository, you can fetch all the research paper, and from the research paper you can build or give some innovation ideas, and some data which is helpful for the scientists to build a good model. The recent example of research is COVID-19. There are some research paper published in last 20 years, and which are collected, and scientists are researching how can we defeat this virus, or how can we fight against coronavirus. So all these things comes under the research. So let's move forward. I would like to mention some technologies related to machine learning. It is not like if you know machine learning algorithm, that's it. I'm a machine learning engineer or I'm ready to data science. You must need to know about the different technology stacks like NLP, computer vision, image processing, or automation kind of things. So first comes is machine learning. In machine learning, first comes is natural language processing. As I told you already, suppose you want to deal with some text data. Human can understand the text, but machine don't know the text data. So if I say hi, then if there is a person in front of me, he can understand that it is hi, but for machine it is difficult to understand that language. So we use something that is we need to use something that is easily understandable to machine. So in that case we use this natural language processing. Natural language processing is nothing but converting your text data into the numerical format. There is a suppose there is a paragraph or there is a text data. You will take the text data, you will clean that data like removing the stop words or semicolons or some like words which are not important like and I or any other like or an of like kind of work. You can remove that work and you will only extract the data which is required, and using vectorization method you can convert it into numbers which is easily available for the computer. So there are n number of applications like you maybe use Google Docs, or you can use Google Lens or Google Translator. Google Translator is the one of the best example of NLP. Suppose you went to the south country, south state, suppose like Kerala or Tamil Nadu things, and there you saw some boards with different language. So there is a language barrier between our language and that language. So it is difficult to guess what was written on that particular board, and sometimes we miss the important information. So at that time we can use Google Lens, that is, or Google Translator. With the help of our camera we will take the pic and it will convert into our native language. So this is how machine learning helping us in different domains. Like in computer vision there are a number of applications like face detection. Recently is a face mask detection, because mask is compulsory in all the states nowadays. And if you are not wearing, you may need to pay fine as well. So like face mask detection or and gender and age detection. There are a number of applications of computer vision. For suppose the very best example I listen in my college lives. There is a camera at the signal, and depending upon the traffic it will turns on and off the different signal lights. Okay, so this is the main app. There are a number of fields where you can use computer vision everywhere for attending attendance purpose or some Facebook recognition. In Facebook, suppose there is some friends or suggestion recognition. One more field is image processing. Image processing is another most popular technology nowadays. Image processing is something to detect or extract some meaningful data, or extract the pattern from the images. You maybe came across the Facebook. When you upload a new photo on Facebook, Facebook suggests tag this person. You don't search separately for that particular person. Facebook itself recommend that is this particular person, and you just you just tag that person. So how Facebook get to know that this is the same person in your friend list? So this comes under the image processing. And nowadays machine learning is not related to only now voice assistant and recommendation systems or fraud detection or healthcare. It comes under the ethical, it comes under the security as well. For the security purpose we can also use AI. There are a number of applications which detects frauds in seconds. If there is some fraud with your bank, or any ethical like fake user profile or some kind of things, there are some applications like Tinder and all some dating apps where AI can be imported for the security reasons. There are some fake profiles or some malicious content or viruses spreading allwhere. So in that case AI will be help. You may be heard about the some ransomware attacks in top MNCs. So depending upon the previous past emails and past softwares and what kind of data we receive daily, we can easily detect that it is not the familiar kind of file or familiar kind of mail. So it becomes easy to detect the some malware or virus. So AI can be used for this. AI can be the best solution for that as well. And the next big thing is nothing but robotic process automation. You maybe heard that automation will stole the jobs from different peoples. If automation come, we lose our job. But this is not something like. Instead, it create new opportunities for to create some designs and solutions. In automation, you maybe heard about the automation anywhere, UiPath, Blue Prism. There are n number of tools in market to perform automation. Automation is something which makes your task easy. It is if you are spending some 2 to 3 hours to just writing some same copy pasting data in Excel, then automation can do it in 2 minutes. So it is for us only, and it will not affect on our jobs. Instead, it will create more jobs to perform automation, and it will easy our task to easy our task to perform. Okay, so that's it for the machine learning perspective. I will talk some points with the industry perspective as well. And as this section includes the Python, so I would like to highlight some points regarding Python as well. As I told you, Python has huge millions of libraries, powerful libraries, which makes our work easy. Here you can see the top some libraries of Python I mentioned here: NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and sklearn. These four libraries are very common in machine learning. If you want to start with machine learning, you first need to clear with these four libraries. And TensorFlow, OpenCV, NLTK. NLTK is used for the natural language processing, and TensorFlow and OpenCV are mostly into deep learning. So if you want to build an image classifier, it is a cat or dog or anything like if you want to work with the images, you can go with the OpenCV and TensorFlow. TensorFlow is very popular library by Google, which helps you to build outstanding applications in data science. And there are it is a framework actually, TensorFlow. So if you are interested, learn TensorFlow as well along with that NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib libraries. So there are n number of libraries, and I would recommend you to start building some minor projects from your academics only, so that you will be prepared for the interviews. So these are some applications of machine learning. I already explained most of them. So moving forward to the next slide. So this is the right skills to be a perfect match for the machine learning engineering. You maybe see the job descriptions like you want this, you want that, and you maybe wonder why a fresher can come with all these skills. If all these skills are there, then there is no point that it's how can single person have all these skills. So these five skills are very important for the machine learning engineering. If you are good at these five skills, machine learning job is for you, or you can easily build your career in data science. So the very first and important thing is mathematics. If you are thinking like mathematics is it's okay, it's only for college, then it is not like this. All the applications you are using in your mobile or PC or around, all are somewhere related to mathematics. So you must be good in probability, because there are a number of algorithms. There are many algorithms related to probability and statistics, like Navy Bayes, or there are a number many algorithms where you have to perform some matrix operations and calculus. You can use libraries for that, but if you want to optimize your algorithm and improve the efficiency of the algorithm, then you must know about the calculus, integration, and differentiation, basics things, not much complicated, but at least basic things about the mathematics. And as you all for from engineering background, it is very easy to understand all these things. The second most important things comes is Python are different programming languages. You can perform machine learning with the help of Java as well. It is not like you can perform only with machine learning or machine learning with Python or R only. You can perform machine learning with C++, Java. You can perform it in every language. But Python and R are the easiest language to learn as well as apply. If you want to build some visualization kind of things mostly, then you can choose R. And if you want to some like model building and all these things, algorithm kind of thing, you can you can do it in Python easily, because libraries are many libraries are provided in Python. Both the languages have their own advantages. In programming skills, there comes some points like oops concept and data structure. You must aware about the what is inheritance, how class works, or how what is abstract class, all these things like different data structures. If you are working with Python, there is no need to worry about data structure. They are very easy, like list, string, list and tuple and dictionary. But if you are working with the Java or other language, then it becomes difficult for you. So anyways, it is important to have some good knowledge of oops concept and data structure. The next thing come is visual. If you want to do visualization of data, then you must have data engineering skills, like you must be aware about the Tableau or business BI tools. Okay. And as I told you already, it is not necessary that you will get the structured data. Sometimes you will get non-structured data. So you must be aware about the SQL, NoSQL, MongoDB, and different databases, like relational as well as non-relational. Okay, at least you have to perform some crude operations like create, update, delete operations on that particular data. Okay. And most important thing, you must know the machine learning algorithms, all kind of machine learning algorithms, because if you know the different algorithms, then only you can able to choose the right fit, right? You must be aware about the all the classification algorithms, regression algorithms, internal working, not only just importing library, writing 4 lines of code and that's it. No, it's not the right thing. You must know the internal, how internally it works. If you go for SVM, it is not just classification of two classes, or differentiate the two groups, differentiate into two groups. You must be aware why this is maximum margin is selected, why this is the right fit for our data, why we are using this algorithm. So every time you are applying algorithm, you ask yourself that is why we are doing that particular thing. Okay. There are many algorithms, so it is okay to come with 2 3 algorithms, knowledge with 2 3 algorithms of each type. Like classification, you can go with SVM. And for regression, there are different like algorithms. For clustering, there are different algorithms. There are some neural networks, like simple neural network or artificial neural network. There are convolution neural network, recurrent neural network. There are it is a very vast to learn all these things. You must be aware about the market basket analysis, like you may be come across the some when you buy some product from the Amazon. Suppose I buy some bat buy one bat from the Amazon. Then next time when I visited Amazon, I can see the related product or similar kind of product to the bat. It will ask me to purchase a tennis ball, or cricket cap, or jersey, or helmet, or stumps. So how they know that the after purchasing particular product, what will be my next product? Okay. Suppose suppose you go in a DMart or in shop, you purchase some milk and you purchase some sugar. Then next time it will definitely recommend you that you should buy some tea powder as well. So all these things comes under the market basket analysis. And the last and most important thing, and which is booming nowadays, is TensorFlow. If you want to get your job very easily, just learn anyone just be expert of any one of this framework, and you will and job will be yours. If you are good at TensorFlow, you will be directly selected in all the rounds, because TensorFlow is very demanding technology nowadays. And if you know the TensorFlow, then it is easy to build solutions with minimum time and minimum code. Okay. So before winding up session, I would like to tell you about some courses and certifications which are available. Many students ping me on LinkedIn or other platforms, which are the courses we can do. Now this is lockdown, so it is the right time to learn from the different websites. I am not promoting any course here, but these are few courses I came across, best courses I came across. You can there are a number of courses, but these are some good from my perspective. As our college also providing free access to the Coursera, you can do courses from the Coursera as well. But here are some courses which you definitely do if you want to build your career in machine learning. Uh, the most informative course I came across is from Stanford University. That is machine learning Stanford Online. You can check the updated videos on YouTube as well if you don't want to go that course from the Coursera or other any portal. Or you can just go to the official site of Stanford University, and there are different blogs in blogs as well. So if you have the enthusiasm, the sky is the limit. You if you want to really learn, you really want to learn something, then you can. Internet is a very big thing. You can go to YouTube and you can search different blogs. I will share the PPT after the seminar. So after this webinar, so that you can go to or refer these sites. So towards data science or machine learning, there are different YouTube channels as well, like Simply Learn, Edureka, and Krish Naik and all these things. So you can use that. And one more thing I would like to highlight, if you want to build some projects or you want to start with the machine learning, you can check the Kaggle competitions. Kaggle.com is a very popular website for beginners to come into machine learning. So you can create some your projects and data there, and you can showcase that data to the interviewer or the company, so that you will be familiar with the machine learning as well, and you have some portfolio as well to show to the recruiter. And you for the data set you can use Kaggle, as well as there are n number of many repositories, publicly available repositories are there. First, if you don't know about the web scraping and how can you get data, there are publicly available data set on the Kaggle and UCI machine learning repository, as well as some Google data sets and public data sets. I will share the link as well for the different data sets, or you can easily find out on the Google, just like Google Scholar. You can search for the Google data sets and you will get n number of data sets there, and you can try your skills, different algorithms on that particular things. So this is time for the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can ask one by one with unmute, or you can ping me in chat box. I will answer the question.